The Colts charge forward, no fear, no doubt. Shooting and scoring, the crowd screams out. The boards rattle, the crowd's on its feet. Coach Bain has a plan that can be beat. They're the pride of Cloverdale, the Colts in blue, skating fast, hitting hard, breaking through. Battles in the corner, busting across the line, picking top corners, making saves so fine. Big Mac's a beast, big as a tree. You want a Jackson, well we got three. Nathan's got vision, steady as a stone. He guards the blue line like it's his own home. The ice shakes, get out of your seat. Sahaj and Nate can't be beat. They're the pride of Cloverdale, the Colts in blue, skating fast, hitting hard, breaking through. Battles in the corner, busting across the line, picking top corners, making saves so fine. Poor Langley, he is nothing to cheer. Vancouver fades when the Colts appear. Ridge Meadows with no hope to win, can't imagine the trouble they're in. The roof's coming off this brand new place. The set streaks down the ice at a blistering pace. They're the pride of Cloverdale, the Colts in blue, skating fast, hitting hard, breaking through. Battles in the corner, busting across the line, picking top corners, making saves so fine. Making saves so fine.
We're back for another Colts game, this time a rare Saturday afternoon contest. The Colts will be taking on the team from Ridge Meadows, the Ridge Meadows Rustlers A1 team. It'll also be a rare color-on-color matchup, with the Colts wearing their traditional home blues on the left side of the ice and the Rustlers opting to wear their red jerseys here today rather than their alternate color, presumably white. Colts will be missing one player today, Mitchell Anderson, unavailable for selection, and it's Nate's turn in net to get the start. So with that, let's head to the first period. And it's going to be a quick start for the Colts. Here's Knox throwing the puck towards the net. The Ridge defender deflects it to the corner and then puts it out to the point where Nathan gets it and then fires it towards the net. Not a super hard shot, but on net and through a bunch of bodies, and it fools the Rustlers goaltender. And the Colts have jumped out to a 1-0 lead very early in this game. Colts now deep in their own end, trying to get the puck back. And this puck is going to bump behind the net. There's Mack. He overskates it, and as he goes back for it, it gets pushed past him, and then he stands up. The Ridge Meadows player knocks him down. Referee's going to deem that to be interference, 2-minute penalty. And so now the Colts are to the penalty kill. So here comes Ridge on the rush, on the power play. This player's going to cut to the middle, create a shooting lane, throw it towards the net. Blocker save there from Nate. Puck gets put out to the point. They're going to try and throw it towards the net, but Seth comes out and blocks that. Gets it out to the neutral zone. Power play continues, however, though, and here's Jackson Mumm. Makes a nice read to intercept that play, but then he can't control it, and the Ridge Meadows players continues with it, and then he's going to hold up and find this player coming late, who's going to go to the forehand and whip it back to the far side, and it's going to beat Nate on the glove side. And a power play goal here by the Rustlers ties this one back up at 1. Offensive zone faceoff for the Colts. This puck was coming back towards Bryson, but he didn't get to play it. The Ridge player hits him anyway, so that's going to be interference against that player, number 27. It's going to send the Colts to the power play. So with the Colts on the power play and using a 4-forward set, they have Arjun back on defense, and he's going to have to defend this 2-on-1, and he lunges at it, breaks up the play, turns it back the other way. Matt coming down the right side, drops the pass back to Tyler, who whips a shot on net. The goalie pokes the rebound out, and Arjun's there to jump on it and throw it towards the net, but it hits the goalie. It does come loose onto his left side, but he is able to cover it up. Power play continues. Here's Orson driving the puck up the left side, whips it out to Seth, who throws it on that rebound right out to Jackson Davis. He takes a second to corral it, throws it towards the net. Goalie has time to get over, make the save. Period winding down, power play continuing. Here's Bryson. He's going to whip that at the net. It's through a bunch of bodies. Goalie has to be sharp to turn it off to the corner. So the Colts are going to come up empty on this power play, and we go to the second period tied 1-1. Early in the second, Ridge is going to put this puck up the right wall. Linden plays it, tries to throw it up ice, but it hits that player in the foot. And then he gets blasted from behind by a player coming from across the ice, and then the other player falls on him, and that's going to injure his left knee. He limps off after that hit, and it is going to result in a charging penalty for the player who came in from the far side to take Linden down with the hit. And on this power play, we're going to see a new development with the Colts power play this season, a new breakout that we haven't seen thus far. They're going to come up the side, and they're going to see an exchange with a player skating the other way, and a regroup that comes in, and that has pushed the penalty killers back into their own zone for an easy entry. We're going to see it again here a little later on this same power play. This time they're going to come up the right side of the ice, do the same thing with the exchange with the player going the other way, and it's going to result in the Rustler players getting pushed back and allowing for an easy zone entry. So far that new breakout is working for the Colts, although they weren't able to set up in the zone and get any chances on that power play, and the Wranglers do kill it. So now they're coming the other way, and then a nice defensive play there by Bryson to knock the puck off his stick, and that's going to result in a 2-on-1 the other way. Here comes Mack. He's got Jackson Anderson with him, but he elects to shoot, and the Ridge goalie makes the save. Now we see Arjun going behind the net to play the puck, and as he does, he gets hit by the Ridge defender who comes in high, gets him in the head area, so that's going to be 2 minutes for head contact, sending the Colts back to the power play. And we're going to see Tyler pick up a loose puck behind the net. He's going to go up the right wall and at the half wall, give it to Jackson Mumm, and then go to the middle of the ice. And Jackson's going to feather that through the defenders back to him, and he's going to scoop that with the backhand over top of the goaltender's glove. A really nice power play goal there by the Colts, and they have a 2-1 lead. You see Tyler accents the celebration, a little stick twirl there at the end. Ridge is going to try to bounce right back, though. Here they come on the rush, holding up in the neutral zone, putting it over to the wide right, and then back to that player in the middle who got behind 3 Colts defenders, but Nate is there to make a nice save. Ridge keeps coming, though, again, across the line, putting it again onto the right, and they're going to spin off and then throw it to the middle, and Seth is there, and he turns away from it in the wrong direction, and the Ridge player gets it and whips it on net and beats Nate on the blocker side, and once again, we've got a tie game. So Colts back to work, trying to get the lead back. A nice hold in at the line there by Bryson, using that long frame to get the puck down. The puck comes back to Linden, who throws it towards the net, kicked off to the corner by the Ridge goalie, and then Jackson Mumm walks out from behind the net, tries to whip it up, where there's some room there on the short side on the blocker, but another save from the Ridge goalie. Ridge now in the neutral zone. They're going to bump that puck past Nathan, go in and take a shot on the far side. Nate gets the blocker on it. Here's Seth coming through the neutral zone, tries to put the puck past the player and go around him, kind of gets impeded there, knocks the player down, but then it's going to come back the other way, and as Knox is taking this puck to the corner, he's going to get kind of hooked or tripped there a bit of a can opener. So that's going to be a penalty for Ridge Meadows, although they're going to call that interference, although I'm not sure how that's interference when he had the puck, but either way, it's a penalty, and the Colts are on to the power play here late in the second period. And once they finally get decent control of the puck, Jackson Mumm is going to decide to just take this to the net himself, and it bounces just off to the left of the net. So to the third period we go, still tied 2-2. Here we see Richard behind the net. He throws it out front, and then Seth and Jackson are both there jamming away at it, but it stays out. It's a puck that gets thrown at the middle and deflected, and then Jackson Anderson's going to jump on it, and he's in behind the defender. He's heading in, and he decides to pass backwards towards Seth. Looks like maybe he should have took that one directly towards the net. Here comes Ridge the other way, and that puck gets deflected past the defenders, and then Nate has to come out and push it away, and then Wes helps to keep it away from the empty net. This Ridge player is going to pick up the puck in his own zone, and he's going to get a bunch of speed in the neutral zone, come in on the defender. Linden tries to play the body, but he's hampered by that bad knee injury earlier in the game, and the player goes to the backhand, loses control, but then neatly swipes it in on the forehand into the empty net, and Ridge has a 3-2 lead. They're pressuring, trying to open up a 2-goal lead. Here's a shot from a bad angle that jumps up front. First player misses it, then he gets it back on the rebound, whips it towards the net, but Orson gets down there to deflect it wide. Play continuing in the Colts zone. Rustlers have it along the wall, and they're going to come in, make a nice little play to that player, come in on the short side, but Nate gets down low and covers it up. Here's number 7 again. He scored that goal to make it 3-2, and off a draw in the neutral zone, he's going to whip past the defender there and go in again on another breakaway, but Nate is up to the task. Colts really trying to get back in this one, tie it back up. Here they are down in the ridge zone. Puck comes up the wall. Jackson Mumm cuts it off, and then he's going to get Mac all alone in front. Feeds him. It's hopping around on his stick. He can't quite get control. He ends up just being able to shovel it into the goalie's chest. And it's covered up, and then it's going to get a little bit contentious here in the corner between Mac and that ridge player. Another player comes in, gives him shove, so Nathan's in there to police things. But the Colts getting back on track here, trying to find a way to tie it. Here's a puck that gets pushed up to center. Here comes Jackson Mumm again. He exchanges sides of the rink and then pushes it back where he came from to give it to Arjun and whips it towards the net. But there's a save from the Ridge goalie. Under 2 minutes to play, Colts facing their first outright loss of the season. Jackson Mumm's going to pick it up high. He's going to throw it through there. It's soft, but it's through a bunch of bodies. Had a chance. Goalie makes the save, though. And then the rest of this 2-minute time is spent, at least a large portion of it, right along the wall, just digging for it constantly. Colts unable to get it out, and then just with a few seconds left here with the goalie pulled, they're going to try and get the puck towards the net. It does hop around there. Ridge clears it away, and the time is going to run out, and the Colts are going to suffer that first loss of the season. Colts do outshoot the Rustlers in this game, 30-14. But they end up losing 3-2, so good goaltending outage there at the other end for the Rustlers goaltender. Let's have a look at the stats for this game. There you see just 3 points, 2 goals, and 1 assist to be handed out to the Colts here today. And with so few points handed out, we'll have a look at the season stats. Not a lot's changed, but Jackson does move up into a tie. Jackson Mumm, that is, moves up into a tie with Jackson Anderson at the top of the table. So with that loss, let's have a look at the standings now here in the placement games. You see Cloverdale down there in 8th place, although they have played only 4 games, tied for the fewest games played thus far. And with a 2-1-1 record and some future wins, they should be able to move up in the standings. The team is only halfway through the placement games. That means there are 4 left. So let's have a look at what they are. You see the next matchup is in Cloverdale against the team from North Vancouver. So let's put this one to bed, and we'll see you for that game against North Van.